back again with old sketchbooks number 2. So this one, this is a hardcover sketchbook that I've had for quite some time, and this one does have a decent amount of sketches in it anyway. So, and I was looking in here to try and determine what year a lot of these are from, and some of these are from 2003. So it's been around a while, and it might be interesting to take a look at it and see what I was doing back in 2003. So let's do that right now. Let's have a look at this old sketchbook. And first up is a sketch that I did on our deck one day. Now I know this is pretty old because our deck currently is completely enclosed with a roof and it's screened in. And this was done long before that. So we had a little corner on the deck there with a shelf, a little birdhouse on the shelf, some plants, and a couple, at least one hanging plant there. And I'm sure I sat out there probably on a summer day and did this little sketch. Oh, now next up is this antique wagon, completely made out of wood, and it's a forward roller bearing coaster wagon. And we still have this wagon today. We use it to put plants in and things like that. But I must have had a inspiration to draw the wagon at one time or another. So here it is. And here we have an old rocking chair and a little table next to it, and I'm pretty sure that this was in my mother's apartment. And I must have been wanting something to do, so I sketched her rocking chair and some pictures on the table and things like that. So if you like rocking chairs, there's a rocking chair. And this was outside of my mother's apartment building that she lived in. So I know for sure the rocking chair was from a visit to her. It was a very nice building and very nice apartment. I always liked it. And here's just a lady sitting outside, I'm sure on the grounds of my mom's apartment building. This is not my mom, but maybe one of her friends. I've always liked sketching trees, so most of my sketchbook will have at least one tree in it. And here's the one in this sketchbook. We took a trip to Door County, Wisconsin, and stayed in an Airbnb called the Potter's Door. And this is one of the doors in that Airbnb, which was a log cabin. Very cool. And I think I sat down and sketched just the door and the doorknob. And here's a quick sketch of the backyard at that Airbnb we stayed at in 1999. June of 1999. Now here's a place called Cave Point in Door County, Wisconsin. And I guess we were there visiting the area. Had some time, so I did a little sketch while we were in that area. And here's the Eagle Bluff Lighthouse. There's a lot of lighthouses up in the Door County area. This is one we stopped at in, again, June of 1999. Now here's a gentleman that I have no idea who he is, why I sketched it, or anything else, but I do think that it was on a ferry boat. And the reason I say that is the window behind him kind of looks like it has ferry boat seats on it. And I'm pretty sure it was on a ferry boat that we were on. Now here we switch back to Missouri, and this is the Katy Trail State Park, which is a bicycle trail that goes from St. Louis to Jefferson City, Missouri. And of course I've never ridden it that far, but used to ride it quite a bit for a little ways, and must have stopped to make a little sketch here. And this is a bicycle shop that used to be on the Katy Trail. I have no idea whether it's still there anymore or not, called Scenic Cycles. And I used to like to stop in there and look around and look at all the stuff that I could not afford. And here we are back on the deck again. And I had this large ceramic pot that I thought I'd make a sketch of. And apparently I sat on the deck another day and sketched that. And here's another tree I found that I thought I should sketch. So there you have it. I think this one may be in Kirkwood, Missouri, in the park, because they have a big pond there. And this tree looks like it's sitting on that pond to me. And I used to go there quite a bit to do some sketching. Now here's another pond from somewhere. I do not think it was the same pond in the previous picture. I think this is in a different area. And as I said in the previous video, it doesn't take long before my sketchbook turns into cartoons. So let's see what we have here. It says first ride. My first ride of the spring. Checking over my bike, make sure it's in good shape. Better do some stretching exercises. And here we go. Oh, shoot. Pants caught in a chain. 4/12/2003. Woo. Rather old. But pants caught in a chain was a regular occurrence. And I stopped to eat lunch at one of those ultra hip outdoor cafes. And it got a little windy. Now here in St. Louis we have a sculpture park called Lohmeyer Sculpture Park with modern sculptures throughout the park. Here was one standing next to a tree that I decided to sketch. I have no idea what those numbers mean on the sculpture. It may have said they do have a plaque next to these. I don't remember what it said, if I even knew. Here's another modern sculpture that was actually sitting in a pond, maybe part of a fountain, again at the sculpture park. And here's a house probably built in the 1800s in St. Charles, Missouri. I always liked the buildings in St. Charles, so I've sketched quite a few of them. Now here's one of those drawings that I do not remember doing at all. I know I did it, but I don't remember it. I don't remember seeing a guy playing a flute anywhere. But anyway, here he is in my sketchbook. And here's the St. Louis Bread Company, a great place to get a cup of coffee, and two very hip people drinking coffee. And we'll end this sketchbook with this wooden bird that my wife bought and is on one of our shelves right now. I thought it was a pretty neat bird. So anyway, that's the end of sketchbook number 2. And I will see you in the next video.